What's up guys, MrGimms back again, and today I'm going to be doing my first ever serious tier list for GimmsRant. GimmsRant 50, it's a big event, a big event? It's a big deal. It's GimmsRant 50, that's been 50 of them, and I can't believe this episodic thing has still been going. Again, we have Dead by 50 this week as well, so it's a big week for me. Thank you so much for all the support through GimmsRant, through these 50 episodes. It's accumulated a shit ton of views. I really appreciate that. I know a lot of people like to just see me rant and just, have a go at behavior. But this episode, celebrating 50, we're going to finally do something that I've been asked to do by a lot of people that I haven't wanted to do specifically for the reason that it pisses a lot of people off. Tier lists just piss people off, and it's one of those, do you know what I mean? Because tier lists can be often, I find, run by emotion, and I don't think that's very good. Like, so many tier lists I see, like, oh, well, Huntress is my, favorite killer, so she's S tier, and she's better than Nurse, and yeah, you know what I mean? It just gets a little bit tricky. So by that, I should be putting Deathslinger on S tier, but that's not how I do things. That's not how I operate. So this tier list, here's the parameters of me, the rules, if you will, of my tier list. How strong they are at rank 1. All add-ons and all perks are included. This is just how strong they are at rank 1. How much map pressure they can provide. How much, how quickly can they end a game. How strong they are in general. Perks, add-ons, all included. You can do what the hell you want with it. But they're my rules. This is not like a beginner tier list. This is not like a mid tier list. This is just rank 1, my experience, my opinions, and remember, it's just my opinion. Like, it's just one dude. But it's not run by emotion. It's not run by MrGimms' favorite killer. It's just how I feel and how I see it. And how I want to do this tier list is just S is epic, so that's where, your Nurse would go. Oh, spoilers. It might be boring, this tier list as well, gotta tell you. And D is bad, is just trash. I should have called it trash. Yeah, that's how I did it, right? And I've just got all the killers here because that has these silly pictures and stuff. Has so much shit going on in this tier list. And that's pretty much it, yeah? So I like to do things in chronological order because I have a little bit of OCD. So I'm going to start with, I'm just going to go do it by release. So Trapper all the way to Nemesis, which is our newest addition to Dead by Daylight. Okay, so let's start with the Trapper. Everyone knows I love the Trapper, but again, we're just talking about rank 1, how viable they are against a Swift, solo, doesn't matter, just how viable are they. I'm going to put him in bad. Again, he's one of my favorite killers in the game. I absolutely love the Trapper. He does have skill. You can place your traps in sort of hard to read places. However, a lot of things do counter. It's all RNG based a lot of the time, and that is where I think is his worst sort of, what really brings him down. He really does heavily depend on add-ons to carry more than one trap. I don't know why we're still there. He does have some good iridescent, like the honing stone or whatever it is. I think it resets traps all over the place. That's pretty cool. That can help. Trapper's bag is a must. Sometimes fastening is a good thing as well for quicker traps, but his map pressure is nigh on, non-existent unless he does get an RNG, lucky trap on somebody. He can shut down some loops, but again, it takes time for him. So all of this has just accumulated him into being bad. He is the face of Dead by Daylight, and he is on the rework list behind Legion apparently, so hopefully we get something sexy with him soon, but for now, Evan McMillan is bad for me. Alright, next up is Wraith. Wraith. Why am I saying Wraith? Wraith. The Wraith is gonna go to A. This is just off the heels of his massive buff where he gets that super lunge with the speed burst. He moves quicker in invisibility now, which is absolutely amazing. His map pressure with Windstorm and all that sort of thing. I personally think the breaking pallets bolting faster is a really good add-on for him now, just because that innate hit and run pressure that Wraith can do or has makes Wraith super strong. He does suffer from weaknesses like flashlights and the sword. You can shut down loops with him, you can mess around with him, just like any other killer though, but he has a couple of tricks he can do. He can fake out the bell from invisibility. I still think the Wraith is extremely strong, and I was... S, you gotta be careful with S. People get emotional with S. I'm gonna pop him in A, possibly the strongest in A as well. We'll see how it goes. I haven't like planned this out. This is GimmsRant, so it's usually just not... I don't have a script or anything like that. I do very well. 4Ks are abundant with Wraith. In this rework, a lot of people are saying it's too oppressive and too strong, but it's good to see one of the original killers in an A tier. I think that's quite sexy. So good on him for that. That's my pick for Wraith. I think he's pretty good. Billy boy, oh Billy boy, Billy boy. This one's hard. He has been severely neutered with the overheat mechanic. He just cannot pull off the momentum that he once had. There is still momentum to be had. Fun isn't a factor in this tier list, which is a problem for him, for me. So for me, I'm going to place him at high B. I'm going to put him at the high B. You could argue that you could snowball and put him on A, to be honest, but A should be... It should be, yeah, I mean, Wraith and Hillbilly. I'd go Wraith any day of the week. I don't know if you guys would agree on that, but in terms of if I want to win a match, I'd go Wraith. But Hillbilly, his chainsaws are too slow. A good Survivor Friends team or Survivor will know how to pretty much waste as much time as possible on a loop. Yeah, he can break pallets and things like that with his chainsaw, but again, it's just not fast and efficient enough for me. There is somebody who can be more fast and efficient than him now, in my opinion, but for me, I think high B, maybe low B. Sorry. Again, he does have that insta down, so if you do get that pressure, that's great, but you have to be a bit of a god with Billy for anything to even matter anymore, in my opinion. That's my thoughts. Sorry, guys. I don't play him a lot, but I tell you what, when I play him, I have fun. So, but again, not a factor on this tier list. All right, the nurse. The nurse. We're just going to pop you up here. Even the best Survivor Friends team in the world, the best cream of the crop rank ones, are going to have problems with nurse, and it's still debated if they're going to win every match. GG easy. Definitely not going to be GG easy. Screw add-on, screw perks and all that for a second. That's just all, you know, icing on the cake. The nurse can shut down teams quick if you master the blink. I mean, you can do a 4K slug quite easily with her if you want to be a douchebag. But if you want to win and you're pissed off and you know how to play the nurse, she is still, in my opinion, and this is PC, by the way, I should have probably said that. This is PC. She is the cream of the crop in terms of the game. She has held that ladder since the beginning, in my opinion. I don't think there's ever been a killer. There's been one or two maybe that have come close, but Nurse has never lost her throne. She is the queen of killers in Dead by Daylight. Always has been, always will be, in my opinion, unless they nerf her again. And she has had nerfs. She has had nerfs, and she's still the best killer in Dead by Daylight, in my opinion, in terms of consistency in 4Ks. That's my opinion. I think all of you knew that, right? I think you all knew that. All right, next up is the Huntress. Now, a lot of people place her high on the tier list. A lot of people think she's extremely amazing. I think if you're a god with Huntress, she can be. But map pressure-wise and things like that, I still think she does suffer. I could argue that she could go to A strong, but you know, you can do if we're talking about map pressure, she can definitely do the long-range hatchets and things like that. She can set up a good 3-gen. There's multiple things she can do. However, slow movement speed, she really doesn't have a lot at certain loops and things like that. Yeah, she can't go over certain obstacles. There's a lot of like, her hatchets still aren't in a perfect state. However, I will say, she is the best out of all the throwers, the throwing killers. She is definitely, you could argue a god Huntress might be able to pop her up in A. I guess Turjay will definitely put her in A, maybe even more because he's a bit of a god. But I think she's, I'm gonna go with B for her just for now. I can 4K with her quite easily. It's not ridiculously hard. Even after her rework, which I think she's better now than she was. I think I think those iridescent hatchets were ridiculous. But yeah, she is the best in the throwing killers, in my opinion. She's still extremely strong and oppressive. She can shut down survivors quite quickly. Her 1v1 is good. I'm going to place her on B. I think she's a great killer, very strong. B, by the way, is really good. B's good. B's great. It's middle. I'm calling it middle here, but it's like high mid. You know what I mean? Like it's, yeah, she's great. That's where I place Huntress personally for my tier list. All right, I'm probably gonna get shit for this. Our boy Michael Myers, and nobody I think is feeling the cracks of time more than this guy. He came in as the first ever licensed DLC into Dead by Daylight, and that's how long it's been since he's been touched at all with anything. He hasn't had an add-on pass. He hasn't had anything. He has been the same old Michael Myers since the very start. And yeah, you can run your Uber add-ons and get your quick Moris and stuff like that. Yeah, he has that. But let me put it this way. First of all, I'm going to put him in D. I'm so sorry, guys. I know I'm going to get so much shit from you Michael fans. And here's the reason why. I want you to expect more from him. Okay, so his beginning power is he has no terror radius. So this is rank 1, by the way. You're going to go for a grab on a gen, which most likely won't work because the game is fucked. And not on top of that, but the survivors will expect it. They do. But then you level up your power, you get a slightly larger, you get a larger terror radius, and you can now move at normal speed. Yeah, great. You got to get somebody all the way up tier 3, and then you can insta down them. By the time that's happened at rank 1, you got 2 or 3 gens. You got 3 gens maybe done, in different areas. So he's just not anywhere near he used to be. The game has grown. The game has changed so much, and he hasn't, and he's just left behind. I would love to see Michaels all the way up here in A. Don't get me wrong. But in my opinion, I think Michael Myers he just really falls behind now. Just with that slow start. The slow starts are so important. You compare things like Corrupt Intervention and stuff like that. Even Lethal Pursuers were really good with him because you get that early stalk. But bad for me, the D tier needs changes. And I know Trap is being worked on, but no news on Myers, but this is where I'm placing him. Sorry, guys. I don't enjoy playing him too much. I wish he, apart from Peekaboo Myers, that's pretty fun. But we're talking about rank 1, best gameplay here. Myers is D. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I think I'm making I don't know if this is going to be a controversial list or not to some people. Again, I'm just going off power. I'm not trying to change the rule book. You know what I mean? This is just my thoughts on playing this game for nearly 4K hours. Hag, I'm going to place on S tier personally, just for me. She does have counters. You can flashlight her traps. You can do all sorts and things like that. You can crouch on traps. A lot of survivors think you can't crouch on traps, or they don't want to waste the time to do so to set it off. But she is extremely oppressive for a non-chasing killer. And I say that is because what I mean by that is I don't chase with the Hag. You place your traps down. You have the time to do it, by the way. And then you place traps down on hooks. You can just quickly change the shift of the game easily with Hag. She has it in her. A Survivor Friends team generally want to help each other as well. They want to, go in for the saves, and they will make mistakes. That's where the Hag waits by the door and goes, Yeah, she's known as a little bit of a scummy killer in a lot of pubs and things like that. But at the same token, man, this is rank 1 gameplay. You know what I mean? You're playing against cream of the crop most of the time. Hag, Survivor Friends, red ranks are gonna have problems with Hag unless they respect her, don't run into hook saves and things like that. But even then, man, those random Hag place traps, even in a chase, like you've smacked somebody, the survivor thinks he's okay, I'll just run in this direction because I know there's a jungle gym there. You've placed a trap there earlier, done. Hag's extremely strong, guys. Extremely, in my opinion. Doctor, he's very good. He's very good. Very good. To me, B tier is good, by the way. I need to clarify that. Extremely good on the 1v1. Can shut down loops. The drop of pallets and the vaults, you can shut that down. He has some semi-map pressure. I need to talk about map pressure more. He has some, semi-map pressure with his static blast. Since his rework, I think he's a lot better. A lot of people disagree. But iridescent add-ons and all sorts give him all sorts of benefits, illusionary benefits and things like that. You can really, psych out the survivors. He's enjoyable to play for me. yeah, he's extremely good in 1v1, and he has that map pressure. So I'm going to place him B. There's not really much else to say about Doctor. I don't really know what details I'd go into. It's very honest, you know what I mean? You know how the chase is going to go every single time. He's going to try to zap you for the pallet. There's a couple of little tricks in the trade for that, but Doctor's good. He's very good. You can get 4Ks. Is he better than Hillbilly? I need to start thinking about this when I place him into tiers, don't I? I think he's towards the back, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how many other people. I don't know how this is going to go, by the way, this tier list. That's why I'm playing it by ear. I will be doing timestamps at the bottom because this is going to be ridiculous. All right, let's move on. The Cannibal, Mr. Honest himself. Mr. Honest himself. This guy is just so beautifully average that I every time I play Bubba, I know a lot of people think he's boring. I just think he's fun. I would say at times he can be better than Billy. See, this is going to be weird. How are we going to do this? I'm going to do it like this. Yeah. Are we doing this? Are we doing this? For now. We'll do this for now. No, we can't do that. We need to make a decision. Yeah. Okay. It's going to go like this, but I'm not... yeah. All right. He's honest. He just does his chainsaw. He's got his tokens. He can just, take out pallets, be good in a chase. He can insta-down people. The map pressure is there in a 1v1, especially when the survivors pile up. Cannibal really shines. The only thing he really misses is his speed. And it's not a massive big deal, but map pressure he will suffer from that. Hillbilly, he's not as strong in the 1v1 in my opinion, unless you're in a good situation, but his map pressure is a lot better, and that's where Billy shines. I'm going to place him there. He is beautifully average. He's so good. You can 4K with Cannibal, no worries. You just gotta leave chases when you're not in the position to get that insta down. I still think Cannibal is very good, and since his rework, I think he's a lot stronger. Nah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Nah, he's better. He's better than Billy. I'm saying it. I've said it on stream before a few times. I'm just going to stick by it. If I feel like that's, just in terms of rank 1 Survivor friends, cream of the crop, I'm going to put Cannibal there. I feel more dangerous. You know what I mean? You're getting more downs. Yeah, you can't traverse the map, but you're getting more hooks, and that's the aim of the game. That's your objective as the killer. Cannibal's going to win by the skin of his penis. Cannibal's on B. He beats Hillbilly, in my opinion. Freddy Krueger, even after the rework with his limited traps and limited pallets, he's still winning. Freddy is still going into A tier. I still think he is amazing. Is he better than Wraith? I'm going to say slightly better than Wraith. Slightly, even after rework. He still has his gen teleport, which is massively oppressive. Pairing that up with Barbecue and Chili or Thrill of the Hunt. Not Thrill of the Hunt, Throwing Tremors. He's an extremely disgusting killer. He has a lunge that's longer than eternity itself. Prove me wrong. And yeah, his fake pallets. I think Pallet Freddy's better. Winning Freddy's better, in my opinion. You guys know what I mean when I say that. Winning Freddy is still better. It psychs out the Survivor, which I think there should be in its own field, in its own sort of zone. A lot of people don't talk about psyching out survivors and if it's important or not. It is. Having the difference between knowing it's a safe place to loop and not completely changes a 1v1. So Freddy for me is high A. He's strong as shit even with his nerfs. And map pressure, he's got a gen teleport, which is massive. It's massive. You got to use it properly, but it's massive. And you can fake that out as well. So again, you're just pressuring survivors. Well done, Freddy. You're still at the top, in my opinion. A is just more than you can ask for. All right, we got Pig next. And just like Trapper, RNG is the name of the game with her in a lot of cases, but she's a bit meh. Yeah, you can get 3 head pops in a match if you play your cards right sometimes, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that she's going to do that all the time. Her map pressure is nigh on existent apart from the trap part. So if you've got the traps on the heads, they're running around jigsaw traps. It's good. It's good. It doesn't last forever, but RNG again is the name of the game, and I don't really dig RNG killers at rank 1. It doesn't seem to pay off all the time. It can. I've suffered bad luck from Pig. I mean, I've still got PTSD from the other night. But it is what it is. She's meh. I think the traps should be changed to something a little bit more updated. I think RNG, I don't know about RNG, guys. I don't know how you feel about that. Let us know in the comments below. But I'm not a massive fan of Pig all the time. Her crouch doesn't really provide anything. It can sometimes outsmart a survivor at rank 1, but it's not super. It's super amazing. Her stealth is a good part to create a little bit of surprise attack, get that M1 hit, I guess, but at the same time, you do it once. Survivors know the tricks now. They'll adapt. Not amazingly strong. Meh. I think she could do with an update. Next up, Clown, or Chicken Foot, as we call him. He's meh. He's meh, but I want to talk about this a little bit more. I think he's actually a little bit stronger than Pig, personally. His 1v1 is really, really, really strong. His antidote bottles, the yellow bottles, they don't really provide much else for the Clown, apart from just traversing the map a little bit more. Yeah, you can use them at loops. They're not super efficient or amazing. He's currently going through a few bugs at the moment, but his purple bottles at loops make him strongly oppressive. You pair that with like Brutal Strength or Enduring and Spirit Fury, he can just take out loops pretty quick. But he has 0 map pressure, which is something that we were hoping that would be addressed in the rework, which wasn't. They just gave him bottles that make him walk a little bit faster. He's good at the 1v1. He's one of the strongest in the game at the 1v1. I need to reiterate that. But map pressure brings him all the way down to meh. Can you get 4Ks with him? I do all the time at rank 1. You can still do it. But I'm talking about everything globally. 1v1's map pressure. The ability to kill survivors efficiently at rank 1. Clown goes on meh. C tier. Spirit. Spirit is going straight to S tier. She will just go above Hag, but like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? She's held this title for ages as well. Strider is being reworked in the next patch, so she's not going to be able to use that to her advantage. Iron will counter it. However, you don't need Strider with Spirit to make her strong. She is strong innately. You have to learn how to use her like the nurse. She has a skill ceiling. She has a skill cap. But once you've mastered Spirit, you listen out for footsteps and things like that. You got your scratch marks as well. She is extremely oppressive. She will get down super quick. She can traverse the map with her phase. She is up there. This is probably S tier for console as well. I know this is a PC ranking tier list, but console prefer her over Nurse a lot of the time for obvious reasons. It's hard to get those proper blinks on console. There are gods out there though. But with Spirit, she's a beautiful, comfortable second, close to first. And personally, if I could pile these two up, Hag and Spirit, for different reasons, I would. I think they're just as strong as each other. But Spirit's going to make it on the second place for S tier for me. For now. I don't know what... I don't think anyone else is... Spirit's very strong, guys. Extremely oppressive. Didn't need Strider. Don't understand it. Probably going to get shit from Slowest Child for this. But Legion is a big pile of duty. He is better than the Trapper, to be fair. And I don't script these guys, sorry. I'm going to place you here, man. Myers beats you, sorry. Legion runs, his powers are jogging, which does create a little bit of map pressure because everyone's injured, I guess. But then you've got to just do nothing until your power recovers and you can M1 people. There's really not enough here. He's a very, I mean, we're not talking about these things because it doesn't matter on this tier list. He's not very strong. He can M1 you and then he's got a power where he can injure you and then you mend. It wastes a little bit of time, but, you know, that's all he can do. It's not super oppressive. It's not super oppressive and strong at rank 1. You will get 4Ks. I mean, obviously, with basic kill and knowledge, you can still be strong. But in terms of, you know, let's compare Nurse to Legion at the minute. You know, and anything in D for bad or C, I think even, I think these guys could do with some touch-ups and things like that. Luckily for us, Legion is apparently the next person to get reworked, so I'll do another tier list. I'm not doing 20 a year like some content creators. I'll do 1 a year if you guys like. If you guys like this video, of course. Legion's in D. He's just meh. I'm sorry for people who love Legion because he has cool cosmetics and stuff, but it's D for me. Sorry. I think I've seen a lot of people place Plague on like the weirdest places on the tier list. I've seen it all the way from S tier all the way down to bad. She's neither of those things. She is B. She is B. I'm going to say she's stronger than the Doctor. Is she stronger than Billy? I'm gonna say she's stronger than Doctor. She is underrated in a lot of ways. She has her Corrupt Purge, which is like the, you know, she's an insta-hit with the red fluid. She vomits. She can create pressure with, you know, her normal vomit. She can put it on objects. She can do it on the survivors. She can injure them eventually with that. But, you know, her 1v1 isn't super strong. She can, you know, again, injure those people with the vomit, but she's got to then, you know, do a rotation and get, you know, get the hit on without a pallet drop or a window. Her map pressure is, in that regard, again, nigh on existent. There is no map pressure, really. She can injure a lot of people quickly, I guess, with the... Well, not even quickly, though. Just, she vomits on them and they get sick eventually, but they can cure and... She's not the best. She's very middle of the road for me. She can, you know, create a snowball effect, especially when she gets her Corrupt Purge, but... She could do with some love, I'm not gonna lie. But, you know, she's definitely not far from the weakest. I'd rather play her than Pig and Legion and, you know, in terms of pressure. But at rank 1, she can really suffer. She does have add-ons that can make her very strong, but that's where I'm gonna place her for now. Sorry, guys who love Plague. I've seen her at S tier. It really confuses me. Yeah, Ghostface, if this was a fun version of this tier list, he'd be really high. I find Ghostface really fun. However, he has no map pressure at all, apart from the fact he can go no terror radius and then come up and sneak up on people and get the M1. For me, he's a hit and run killer, which can place him on a bit higher in a lot of tier lists I've noticed. I know True Talent made him famous for the hit and run technique, and then Wraith, obviously. But, you know, he has no terror radius, put 2 cooldown charges on him, add-ons on him, and he can be a little bit oppressive. He can get around the map unseen. That's pretty cool. But... ultimately, you can roll him by gen rushing really quickly and you can get out. So he's not super oppressive. He can go for the full stalk, which most of the time isn't worth it because you don't have the time for it. A little bit buggy as well. You can get that insta down in rare occasions, but it's not super... You just don't have enough time at rank 1, which is why I think he goes on C. Even with his recent neuter, I still think he can be middle of the road. He's gone up somewhat, though. I'm going to place him above these two, personally. Yeah, just for... Yeah, okay. We'll place him there. Demogorgon's going middle. I think he's better than Plague and Doctor. He's got his traps to... Well, not his traps. His portals to traverse across the map. He can do that faster now as well. He's still got Barb's glasses, so he can break pallets quicker. Save the best for last is a good shout for this guy as well. He is quite the average killer, which is not a problem at all. That's where you want him. That's why I enjoy playing him so much. However, he's got a little bit of map pressure. He can become quite a shotgun with downing people. He's got that, you know, amazing zone technique with his shred, which he can charge. Survivors at rank 1 still do, you know, kind of move around for it because what the hell else can you really do? So in that regard, I think he's mid. I think he can be oppressive. He can be oppressive. You pair some gem protecting perks with him, you get those portals going and you use them efficiently, and he can definitely create some space for you to get the 4K. I think Demogorgon's in a very, very good place right now, personally, and I really enjoy playing him. Oni. I think Oni is very good. He's gonna go A. It's just a question of where he goes in A. His snowball is fucked. He is the better Hillbilly in my opinion now. He's stronger. He can't do it consistently. He's got to charge up his power by M1ing people and picking up blood, but I'm going to put him above... I don't play him a lot on stream, which is weird. I always dominate with him, though. So I think he's extremely strong. Is he stronger than... You know what? I'm going to put him stronger than Freddy, honestly. He has the map pressure when he's in his blood rage, whatever it's called. He can move around, maneuver that insta down so easily too, in my opinion. Again, this is PC. Hillbilly, he is the once upon a time I was a hillbilly, except a lot less punishing when he misses hits and things like that. I just think he's amazing, super strong. He suffers in the early game, obviously, but as soon as you get those M1s and charge up, get that blood quickly, you can potentially snowball an entire team. Put Infectious Fright on, which he's famous for, and it is disgustingly strong. So, Oni for me, high A. He's very strong, very oppressive. Snowball potential is disgusting, and he is a force to be reckoned with. My boy, Deathslinger, my favorite killer in the game, I think. He is going to go below. Yeah, he's gonna go behind Plague. The reason why is Plague can obviously injure everyone, you know, get him sick and cause that sort of damage early game and, you know, throughout the game. Deathslinger's 1v1 might be one of the best in the game, in my opinion. I know a lot of people annoy him. I've seen this guy at S tier, by the way. It's crazy. His 1v1 might be one of the best in the game. It's extremely oppressive, very strong if you got a good shot or if you're just, you know, sort of just the quick scope. But he is very good at 1v1. He has slow movement speed like the Huntress, because, you know, you're gonna compare him with the other shooters. And he can't shoot any more than 18 meters in range. So his map pressure is nigh non-existent. You need to quickly down people with Deathslinger. That's why I find so fun about him, is that 1v1, that quick 1v1, you know, outsmarting your opponent. I find that part of him very strong, but if you don't do it quick enough, it's GG, because all your gens are going to get rolled. So in that regard, I think he goes, you know what, I think Doctor's stronger than him, guys. It's just that 1v1 is really good for him, but he suffers so badly in other areas. So you do really get punished. Deathslinger for me is going to go low middle for now. It's a shame. He's my favorite killer. That doesn't stop. Again, this is not fun in this tier list, so it doesn't stop me from playing him every day, which I do. I still really enjoy playing him, but some games you'll just get absolutely destroyed. And the reason is map pressure. So still love your Deathslinger. PP head, pyramid head. I'm definitely going to go to A. It's just a question of where I put him after the rework for Wraith. I think I'm going to place him here. Yeah. I still think he's better than the Wraith, just in terms of his 1v1 with his, you know, trail, his judgment or whatever. He with the right add-ons, he can be an absolute fucking machine. He's got good map pressure as well, believe it or not. He's got his Trails of Torment throughout the field, where you can place on the ground, and then you can go for a quick cage if you get it down, which is sometimes a better option if you're falling behind and you need those scores on the board. So 1v1 and map pressure is all right. 1v1's very strong. So Pyramid Head for me is strong. He's definitely strong. You can't snowball like the Oni in, you know, 9 times out of 10, but you can still do very well, cause some oppressive plays, and I think Pyramid Head is in a really good place. We're now in what we would call the era of fall from grace. Ever since the Blight moving all the way to Nemesis, this game has suffered ridiculously in terms of bugs, glitches, and quality of life. I think we've all felt it. But the Blight, in my opinion, is one of the strongest killers in the game. I think he's Nurse Light, or as I call him on stream, is Nurse on the ground. I really do want to put him on S tier, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to put him in S tier. Is that going to make this list stupid? Is people going to say that's dumb? I don't know. This is for PC, guys. I get... For some reason, the MMR is calibrated for my Blight. I get the sweatiest teams known to man. But if you have the skill, if you've learnt how to use him, even after the J-Flick crap fiasco, which I hated, he is still extremely strong, and I think he is at the top of the table. I still would think that the Hag is stronger and the Spirit is stronger, but the Blight, man, he suffers a little bit more than the Nurse in terms of what he can do, but because he obviously has to bounce off things rather than going through them. But you get crazy with this guy and it's ridiculous. You pair this with things, and I know we've all felt it at one point or another. Tinkerer on Blight is so strong, man. He comes out of nowhere and just boom, done. You can also insta-down you with certain add-ons as well. So for me, I'm putting Blight up there. His skill ceiling is massive. You need to get really good with him, but he can traverse the map super quickly. His 1v1 can be very quick as well if you know what you're doing and you use your bounce, your bump logic properly. He's a force to be reckoned with. I hope I'm just not told I'm shit now and I don't know what I'm talking about if I place him in S tier, but I think he is in the best place he could ever be. You can get 4Ks easily with him. Is that fair? I don't know. I hope you guys agree. You know, I didn't give her the time of day. A couple of people were telling me on stream, used to tell me on stream that Twins is amazing, and I just said, I kept going with the answer. I hate playing her. I don't enjoy playing her, except, you know, that's the reason why I don't want to play her. But after playing her a shit ton, the last couple of weeks, especially in the first month of her release, just to get, you know, I like to get good with every killer. I can confidently say she is extremely strong. How strong is she? Yeah, she's somewhere in here. She's somewhere in here, I'm sorry. I mean, some people could argue even higher, I'm not gonna lie. Twins is so strong in the right hands. You can just you can mop up a team. You can mop up a team. The snowball potential again, rivaling with Oni here is disgusting. Maybe even more so sometimes. You just get Victor and you can just fall down. You can just, man. Everyone's injured all the time with the right perks, right add-ons. She is disgusting. Yeah, I'm going to put her on A tier. I mean, you can argue where you want to place her on this. I think she's more oppressive than Wraith, Pyramid Head, and Freddy. Yeah, it's between Oni and Twins, but I'm going to place her here for now. I don't enjoy playing her again. That's not a list about this, but if you want a 4K, it can easily be done with Twins. I think a lot of people need to snap out of it and play her and realize how strong she is. Watch some videos. Watch Dowsy as well. Like he showcased how powerful she can be. Very strong, very oppressive. Doesn't mean I play her. Right, so this one's a hard one to rate, the Trickster, because he is getting changes in the current PTB and mid-chapter patch, which is coming out in 2 weeks. But as is, before the changes, he is going into meh. We'll put him into meh. So he is a throwing killer, just like Deathslinger and Huntress. I think he is at the lower end of the 3. He requires, at this point, I think it was 7 knives or 6 knives? 7 knives. 7 knives to change a health state with his knives. And yeah, he's a slow-moving killer, and he has 0 map pressure, which makes me want to put him down here, if I'm honest. Nah, he's going down here. He's going to be on the high end. He's going to be on the high end, but he's getting a rework, so it's a bit dodgy right now. I'm putting him in bad, but they already know that. They're trying to make some changes with him. Whether or not they're good changes or not is something else. He's better than Myers. No map pressure, even in his PTB build. He's a slow-moving killer. He seems to move the slowest, I swear to God. But yeah, he's 1v1, can be pretty strong, so that's okay, but it's not enough. Gens fly at the speed of light when you're playing him. That's where I'm placing Legion right now. That may change after the PTB. We'll see what they come up with. All right, Nemesis. Yeah, he's okay. A lot of people compare him to Pyramid Head because he's got the ranged attack with his whip that he's got to power up. So you can do the right add-ons and you can have that power up super quick. So it's really not a massive drama. It can cost you some time. But honestly, guys, I think he's in the middle of the road somewhere. I would much prefer I'm stronger with Demogorgon personally. I mean, I can't do that. It's a personal list. I think it's the middle of the road. Middle of the road. He can be strong. He can be strong. He's got his zombie AI, which are bugged at the moment. They seem to mess up all the time. Other times, they do an amazing job, and you can't believe how good they are. But he is a poor man's Pyramid Head, which is a bit of a shame with AI. And in my opinion, that it's not going to get him into A. It's not going to get him into A. He can be very good in the 1v1, but again, you've got to infect survivors with the whip initially. Then you've got to whip them again to get them in the health state. After that, they've had 2 speed bursts, and then you've got to M1 them or whip them again. It's not super oppressive, but it can be strong. It just depends. For me, again, it's all deciding factors, but I'm literally putting him in middle of the range. Middle of the range for this boy here. But that's it, guys. That's my tier list. What have we got here? 4 in S tier, man. I don't know how people are gonna react with that. I don't know how people are gonna see it. I don't want to get a lot of shit from this tier list. That's why I was afraid of making it. I know a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, you done my Myers boy wrong." Well, I would say to those fans, expect better. Like, you know, just expect better. It's Michael Myers, for fuck's sakes. He should be somewhere over here. Yeah. This list is on rank 1. Do they have all the factors that make them a strong killer? This is not a personal tier list. A lot of these killers, like a lot of people will know that I love the Trapper. I play him a lot. But he's in D tier because he's bad. I love the Demogorgon and I love Deathslinger, but you know, they're not in S tier. Do you know what I mean? It's not a personal tier list. I love the Blight, but I've been playing him less and less, but I still consider him extremely strong if you know what you're doing. But anyway, guys, that's my tier list. What do you think? Drop your comments down below. Let us know. Thank you for the 50th GimmsRant, thank you for making this episodic series happen. It's because of the views is the reason why it's continued, and I really do appreciate any feedback you have on the tier list. This is just one man's personal gameplay experience with these killers. It's not meant to upset people. I know they can create that really... it just aggravates people tier lists, so that's why I haven't done one till now. I've finally succumbed. It's done for you. You can refer to this now when I talk to you guys. All right. Hope this does help people as well getting into the game. I know a lot of people have asked for that reason. Anyway, guys, hope you have an amazing day. I will see you guys for the stream later on. Have yourselves a great night.